Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? So listen, in this video, we got the small account challenge. It is Saturday, so you know every Saturday, I'm gonna update you guys on the small account challenge on the journey, all right? Now, what I'm gonna say is nothing in this video is financial advice, so if you guys are looking for financial advice, go see a professional licensed financial advisor, all right? So we're gonna get into this small account challenge video, but I want to start off this video, y'all, with kind of breaking some stuff down, right? First off, thank you for everybody who's tapping in, tuning in, following along the whole journey. I really appreciate that, right? Next is, when we're talking about trading, when we're talking about building our money, right? I want you guys to understand a couple important lessons and things to keep in mind, right? First things first, nothing in your life, right? Nothing that is worth it is going to happen in 2 days, right? Nothing. And in your journey, there's something called maturation, okay? What does maturation means? It means mature, right? When you are trying to get this money in the stock market, you're going to have to mature in the stock market, okay? So you could be killing it at your job. You could have money. If you haven't invested and traded, you're a baby, right? And so now you got to go from an infant to an adult, right? And to go from an infant to an adult, you have to mature. You have to grow up. You have to develop, right? And so with development is going to come mistakes, right? You cannot have development and growth without mistakes. Nothing and or no one, no situation is perfect, but those times where things are not perfect, that gives you an opportunity to be able to grow, learn, get better, and do better when you move forward, right? So why am I saying this? If you this week blew your account, right? Lost way more than you needed to. You made a mistake, right? But you have an opportunity to do better next time and learn from this mistake, right? Do not beat yourself up. If the week didn't go how you wanted it to go, you're developing, okay? If you haven't been trading, if you've only been trading for 4 months, why do you expect to be perfect? Right? Why do you expect to be perfect? Why do you expect everything to go your way? Why? Right? There's so much to learn when we're talking about investing and trading. Okay? This is why I said sometimes you got to break even long enough just to be able to go higher. Right? Sometimes you just got to break even. The concept of breaking even is a powerful concept, right? I know everybody wants to start with 1,000 and go up to 80K. Everybody wants to, but nobody wants to start at 1,000, drop down to 500, lose 500, learn some lessons, come back up to 1,000. It took 4 or 5, 6 months to get there, right? And then in that last 2 months, you go from 1,000 to 8K. Nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to go from 1 to 80. And I'm telling you guys that it is a process and it's going to go up and down, up and down. The success that you're looking for is not linear. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. That is not how this game goes. All right? So I wanted to say that before we got into the small account challenge update, because this is important, right? I don't know exactly who I'm talking to, but I know that what I'm saying is hitting somebody in their core, right? So with that being said, now we're going to get into the small account challenge, okay? Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? I come with videos every single day to change your life, all right? So we're going to record. Let me pull this up real quick. All right. So this is a small account right here. We have 568, right? Took one trade and we hit one trade. I'm gonna talk about that one trade, right? This week was a extremely choppy week, right? With the indexes. Now we was killing it with the regular stocks, individual stocks, but with indexes, it was kind of a no-go. That first hour in the market, 45 minutes, it was choppy. And then you look up 2 hours later, and then the stock IWM is trending, right? So you have to be very patient this week. There was also a lot of fake outs to the upside and to the downside. Stocks were ping-ponging this week, right? So because this is a small account challenge, I didn't want to chance it, so to speak, right? I was only looking for like almost guaranteed trades, okay? So the trade that I did take and that we did hit was right here. We took SoundHound, okay? We took SoundHound. So I got the 11.5 puts. I should have just got the 12 or the 11 puts, but it's all good, right? $11 puts for the week's expiration. So I got weeklies, right? I got 2 contracts, and I spent $88, right? Total. I swung it overnight, right? Held it overnight. Got in the trade, and it was about 20 minutes before the market closed. No, it was about 10 minutes before the market closed. By the time market closed, I was up about 12, 13%, right? Next morning, the market opens up, and then boom, right? Smacked them for $32. That was about, what was it? That was about 40%, okay? Yeah, about 40%, right? 2 contracts. I invested $88 to make $32, right? Very beautiful trade. It could, I would want to say it should have went a lot lower, but once again, the market was ping-ponging and there was a liquidity grab this day, and so we got out before the liquidity grab was complete, and then the stock shot up, right? And I could have got into the upside, but I didn't, right? So we hit them for $32, and that was what that was, right? So now we go back, okay? Now we at 563. If we go to the week, look, right? So this week we made $32 in profits. The account is up 5.95% this week, right? So I'm happy with that. Next week we got FOMC, we got data. So we're gonna have a lot. It's gonna be another volatile week next week as well, y'all. Okay? But one trade, right? Grew the account. I'm happy with it. All right. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the charts and I'm going to break down the actual trade that we did take so that you guys can learn from the trade, right? I like to make sure that these videos are educational, right? These videos are educational. I'm not the biggest fan of entertaining, right? I'm not really here to entertain. I'm here to educate and inspire and help change your life, right? So, we're gonna go to SoundHound, right? And I'm gonna pull it up, and I'm gonna show you guys the exact trade that we took. All right. So, boom, we got right here. All right. So this is OKLO. But all right, so we got SoundHound, right? Okay. So on what day was it? Wednesday? On Tuesday, right? On Tuesday, I saw this 3-bar right here, right? I saw this 3-bar right here, bearish 3-bar, right? Bearish 3-bar. So I said, okay, we're on a bearish 3-bar, and then we could come all the way down here to 1044, right? On a stock like this is a very big move, right? Usually on 3-bars, I was expecting us to do something like this, right? Bearish 3-bar, and then it come all the way down here, right? This would have been a 150% trade right here. So I get in right here, close, the market closes, we up about 11%. Next morning, right? The next morning, we open up here, 11.14, and then we come down, right here. And for some reason, I knew it was a bear trap, right? For some reason, I knew it was a bear trap. I just knew it. So I said, we getting out and we taking profits, and we took profits, right? So in this account, so 32 divided by 88 is 36%, okay? So I got out at 36% on the dot. Bearish 3-bar was looking for a 2-down candle. It did not happen as a 2-down candle, but we were still able to get out with a nice profit overnight. All right. And then you can see bear trapped popped up, right? So that was the one trade that I took in the small account this week, and it was fruitful, and we grew the account. All right. So what I want to say as well, you guys, is something that I'm starting to see is a trend is you got to learn how to take profits. All right. Listen, if you're up 30, 40%, right? What usually happens is you get greedy, you hold it, and then what happens? It'll reverse on you, and then it never goes green again, and now you down 20, 30, 40%, right? If your account ain't growing, you got to get to a point where you're taking profits, even if you think it's small profits, okay? You think it's small profits because you're looking at the dollar amount and not the percentage, right? What do I always say? Focus on the percentage, not the dollar amount. Because let's say you hit a trade for 100%. If you get one contract and that one contract is $25, you only made $25, but you learned how to spot 100% move that could bring you 100%. So that same $25 for one contract, what if you got 10 contracts at $25 and you put in $250 in that same trade and you got 100%? That is now $250 on the same exact thing. You didn't do anything more, right? But you have to learn how to take profits, how to secure profits so your account can actually grow, right? If you don't learn how to take profits and you're always holding on long and long and long, right? Longer than you need to, your account is going to dwindle. All right. Now, a little rule of thumb is manage your trades. Just focus on bigger time frames, y'all. All right. Please focus on bigger time frame. 5-minute time frame, throw it out the window. All right. Because if you are trying to make big money and you're in a trade for 2 minutes, right? And you're not trading 0 day to expirations, you're going to have to give these stocks a little bit of time to cook, right? At least 15 minutes, right? Stock can make a nice move in 15 minutes. You could be up 100%, right? But I want you to understand, you got to learn how to take profits, y'all. All right? Stop holding on to try to make the biggest amount of money in one trade. What do I always say? Get rich over time, not overnight. All right? You are not going to get rich in one trade, right? You can change your belief system in one trade. You could even have a big trade, but you ain't going to get rich in one trade. Even if you made $10,000 in one trade, that's not rich. That's just $10,000, right? So I hope that you understand what I'm saying. I hope that y'all got actual, real, tangible value from this video today. All right. Tomorrow, we're going live. We're going to talk about this week coming up. We got FOMC. We got a big, big, big week. All right. So make sure you guys are ready on Sunday. Make sure you guys are locked in because we're going to talk about some stocks. We're going to talk about some setups, and we're going to make some money together this coming up week. All right. So like I always say, make sure you get up out your head. Go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, y'all, the more you study, the less you worry. All right. I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. I'm going to holler at you guys on tomorrow's live. All of y'all stay smooth. Peace.